Welcome to this wall practice. My name is Roseanne, and I'll be your guide today. For this practice, you'll need, if you want to use a wall, you could do it without a wall. You'll have to have a wall that's clear, make sure there's no shelving, nothing that you could injure yourself on, and have your mat just a few inches from the wall, so not very far from it. Sometimes your hips will graze the wall, this sense of kind of opening by using the wall and having it as a support for half moon and for triangle poses. Okay, so get yourself set up here. And just for a few breaths, with or without a cushion or a pillow, can have your hips close to the wall, and they might be on that little pillow so that you can lean into the wall just for a few breaths to ground. This wall can be a reminder to have the head kind of back a little further. We often have forward head posture. We want the ears in line with the shoulders. A wall there might remind us to sit up tall. And continue to breathe. More inhale. Exhale, side out. As you drop the chin, take the head over to one side and then to the opposite side. Just a few times here, lots of side to side today. And chin returns to center. Gaze comes back to neutral. For the seated series, we'll move away from the wall. So perhaps at least to the center of your mat, maybe more to the front edge of your mat. So you won't be using the wall yet. Ground the pelvis and begin to make circles forward and back with the torso. Feel rooted. Sense yourself move in space. I like to inhale forward and exhale back. Change directions. And this from the very base of the spine. One more in this direction. And come back through center and bring those hands to the shins. I'm just going to turn so you can see. You can stay where you are. From the belly, arc forward and pull the belly button toward the spine as you round back. Inhale forward and exhale back. Really sense this rounding and extension through the lower spine. Let the breath really guide the movement. You continue here. Warm the lower back. Two more. Last one, chest comes forward as you open up those arms to the sides of the room. So hands, palms press away. That right palm will come down. Left palm reaches overhead. And switch sides, long body before you arc over. Just continue here, side to side. Doesn't have to be a big curve. That length is more important. Last one. And come through center with the arms reaching toward the sky. And rotate to your right. Hands can come down. Front one to thigh, other just slightly behind you. And then arms sweep up as you come to the opposite side. So if you like this, let the breath again guide the movement. Gentle. One more each way. Last one. Come through center, dome the spine as you pour yourself forward. Hands might come to the earth. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Maybe slightly tuck the chin and nod the head. A micro movement side to side to massage the thyroid. Hips continue to root, or pelvis continues to root. And then roll up through the spine. Shoulder rolls, just a few. I'd like you to remember which leg you crossed in front. Then take the legs nice and wide. Arms again, reach. And side bend right. Reach the sky and side bend left. Again, extension before arc. Prepare us for triangles today. Legs are heavy, feet are flexed. One more to the left. And come back through center, tall spine here. And let's tuck that right foot into the inseam of the opposite long leg here. Turn your body slightly toward that bent knee and arc over to the left. From here, turn your torso just slightly toward the earth. That right hand will come to meet the left one. Slide it along the body and open up. And sweep it closed. Open and close. This is all mobility work. Sensing into ourselves. One more. Open, reach, reach, reach. And then from here, that right forearm will come to the earth. You'll adjust a little bit here with that left leg and reach it long. Find your mat. That top hand will turn toward the sky as if holding a tray. Lift the hips and lower as the arm sweeps down. Left and lower. Now later in the practice, continue this. There'll be a side plank. You could always come back down to the knee and just stay high like this later on. And you will need to shimmy a little bit away from the wall for that to happen. Otherwise, you'll be completely stuck. Two more. Last one, lift. Circle the wrist and reverse. And then drape the hips back down, slide the legs in. They'll kind of be stagged. So most people shin in line with knee, but not necessarily so with the front leg. Lean over one way and the opposite way. And then come back to center, hands behind you, plant the feet again. You might switch forward a little bit here and windshield washer the legs side to side. Now, hopefully you remember which leg you crossed. For me, it was my left one, so my right one's going to go in front. And again, Sufi grinds. Inhale forward and exhale back. If you like that breath pattern, equanimity in the hips, reverse crossing here. One more forward and reverse directions. One more circle. Then come back through to center. And this time, the fingertips can cup the shoulders, unless you prefer them on the thighs. I'll show you again from the side here. This time, lift and expand through the heart and round through the back of the heart as the elbows come forward. They may or may not touch. And then reach the elbows wide as you lengthen and extend, and then round. Extend and round. Let's prepare the shoulders here for those side planks later. One more time, open up the elbows, and then again, press the room away. I always love to do this, bend at the second knuckle a few times. And then from your side bend to the left, ground opposite hip, and up, other way. Adjust so the range of motion feels right for you. Knees nice and open if you're able. Mine sit relatively high. One more to your right. And this time, come back through center, reach those fingertips to the sky. We'll again cup the shoulders if you're able. If that's not for you, hands on the earth. Inhale. Exhale to rotate right. Inhale, center. Exhale, opposite way. And this is where it's important. Continue this little rotation side to side. This is where it's important to be a little bit away from the wall because your elbow might try to hit. Here we're exhaling and inhaling center. Exhale, inhale, center. We'll play with that a little bit in a moment. One more each side. Pause and center, reach the sky just one time. Maybe look up, extend to the front of the neck. Inhale, head comes back to center, stick with the tongue. And again, cup the shoulders. This time we'll inhale to the right. Exhale, center. Inhale, opposite way. Exhale, center. Just to see how that feels. And the difference in tension in the body. Different experience, the rotation. One more each side. Final time. And arms reach up and fold forward. Wiggle through the fingertips as you do so. Again, tuck the chin. And then roll up through the spine. The legs come nice and wide again. This time, hands reach for the sky. Scoop in the belly, pour forward. Sweep to your right. And turn your torso slightly toward the sky. The top shoulder will open. And then close and slide the other way. It's a little different than we did before. Open the shoulder and slide. Open. Maybe you lift a little higher and sweep. Again. One more time. And come back through center, slide the hands in, roll up through the spine. Arms will reach and rotate to that right leg and pour over it. Hands slide in as you lift the torso, arms reach back to center. Other way, rotate left, pour forward. Slide the hands in, reach the spine top. So you like this. Around one more each side, depending on your pace. Again, opposite hip, grounds. Mine always wants to lift. And come back through center. Adjust so that that left sole of foot comes to the inseam of the opposite leg, as we did before. Turn toward that long leg, pour yourself forward. That back hand can come to the inside front of the leg as you slide that left hand along the right arm, open across the chest, and sweep it close. Heel and circle. One more open, come tall. And that left forearm will come down now. And that right leg will extend, adjust as you need here, because you know you don't need the wall for this pose. Top hand comes, or palm faces the sky, lift through the hips, and lower as the arm circles. Here, remember, this is where you can come and still top part of this pose. Later, when we're in side plank, just come to forearm or hand, bottom knee bent. 2 more. Last one, lift and inhale. Exhale, hips ground once more, slide legs in, adjust so they feel good. This can be a little bit awkward for some of us. This is my awkward side of scoliosis. Lean one way and then the other. And then hands can come behind the bodies. You again plant the feet and let them come to the left for just a moment. Maybe even lift through the heart. We'll pause here. And opposite way. Lift through the heart. And then plant the feet and walk the hands in front of you. And you can scooch back toward the wall here. Lengthen the legs, this forward fold, and then rebend the knees as the toes turn slightly out, hands to thighs as you roll up through the spine to stand, arms reach. And this is where we'll take a little bit of time to adjust, and you may need to adjust throughout the practice to be very close to the wall. And we'll start with the left toes turning out to the short edge of our mats. That'll be our lead leg. Blade the other foot. Find your warrior 2 here. And we can play a little bit with the wall there. We could press the palms into the wall and turn the palms toward me and rotate them down or toward the wall, toward me. Just a few times. I feel this in the shoulders, feel it in the biceps. One more time, palms to wall, and then palms turn down to face the floor. From here, we'll lengthen that lead leg into triangle. The hips travel back in space. Here, our back is very close to the wall as that left arm comes down, right arm reaches up for triangle. And here you can feel your hips against the wall. And notice if that hand tries to touch the wall. It depends on the distance of your booty from the wall, like in terms of what you got back there. But this top hand generally shouldn't be touching the wall because we want an alignment with the shoulder. So it might be slightly away from the wall, so we're not so far back. And sometimes when people are far back, they open up the chest, integrate the ribs. Now we talked a lot there, sorry. And bend the lead leg, and we'll come into half moon with the wall. So pop the back toes off and use the wall as a support here. So really this time do allow your hips to touch the wall and bottom hand to touch the wall if you need the support here. And then bend that lead leg as you slowly, if you can, bring down the back foot. Left arm reaches. And then from here, take that right hand, sweep it in front of the body, switch the hands, toes turn towards me, and then the right toes now lead. So opposite way, opposite leg. Turn the palms down for a moment, experience your warrior 2, just as you need. And then we will play with the palms into the wall, just for the mobility of the shoulders, and turn the palms toward me and away, toward the wall and toward me. Just keep alternating. And then allow the palms to turn down again. From here, lengthen lead leg, triangle pose, right arm down, left arm up. This is where I'm like, oh, I'm too far back with the hand and not the shoulder. The shoulder, I want to come back yet with the ribs integrated. There we go, rather than the hand. More inhale and exhale, bend the lead leg, pop the back toes off, stack the hips as best you can. The wall can be your support here, so lean into it how you need. Maybe it's just the hips, but if you need the hands, you can use them. Just mind the integration of the ribs still so they don't flare as the hands come back toward the wall. More inhale and exhale, bend the lead knee, sweep that right arm up. Again, we're going to switch sides. So that left arm will sweep in front of the torso as you switch the feet again. So the left toes lead. Slightly different here, side angle, that left forearm to the lead thigh. Other arm could come over the ear, could be at your side. Draw that lead heel slightly toward midline energetically. It's not going to move though. And from this slightly lowered position or mid position, lengthen lead, lengthen the hips back in space. Different entry point for a triangle. Hips touch the wall, shoulder rolls back toward the wall with integration of ribs. Bend lead leg, and you know where to go. Pop yourself again into that half moon. Hello, plants. Rebend that lead leg so that the heel of the back foot can come down, reach through the left arm. And here, a little bit tricky because you're against the wall, the hands will come to the inside of the lead leg as you come onto the back toes. So you're in lizard here, hands to the inside. Rock forward and back here. Now from here, this is where you move into the side plank. So if you want to move away from the wall, have the knee down, that's okay too. Or come into plank and then stack the hips so that right hip is high, back toward the wall. You're not leaning on it, just know it's there. More inhale and exhale. Hand comes down, step forward again with that left leg back into the lizard. Only so that we can blade the back foot, circle the arms up into warrior two, and then we'll switch sides. So that right arm will sweep in front of the face, switch the hands, switch the feet. So you're now with your right leg leading. From here, if you need to adjust to get toward the wall, do so. And find your side angle. So that right forearm comes to the thigh. Do what you will with the top hand, or top arm rather, length rather than depth. You can be much lower. Lengthen lead legs and it's back in space triangle. Again, that right knee will bend as you pop the back toes off to half moon. Always a micro bend at the standing leg, toes towards short edge. Bend lead knee, plant back foot, exalted with that right arm. Only to windmill the hands to the inside of lead leg, plant them, come onto the back toes, lizard, rock, forward and back. Still the body. Adjust as you need for your version of the side plank as you step back with that foot closest to the wall. And roll so that your back faces the wall into your side plank. Stagger the feet or stack them, whatever works for you. 2 more breaths. Last inhale and exhale, hands come down and step forward with that leg closest to the wall. Blade back foot, windmill arms up, only to turn the toes toward me. Heel toe, reach arms up and rebend the knees. They're still relatively wide here and lengthen. Arms reach, knees extend and flex at the knees, elbows into sides. One more time, reach the legs long, arms up and fold forward. You might need to turn your toes slightly toward the long edge of the mat. Bend the knees as much as you need to protect the lower back. Maybe you even bend one knee and then the other, slide one hand and the other. Before hands, pause in the middle, heel toe, those feet around, hips distance apart. Train tracks here. and sink the bottom down as you lift through the heart. Hands could be at heart center or up to the sky. And you might find your booty's just grazing the wall. It depends where you land. If not, kind of step back and have it just graze the wall here. So I'm still in an angle with my body, but still chair pose. But my booty's just grazing the wall. That sense of back with the hips and then back in space, and adjust as you need. And then sit up tall with the spine and walk the feet out to protect the knees here. Knees in alignment with the heels. And now my back is right against the wall, so I'm in a wall squat. I'll just pause. You can even, depending on your wall, slide up and down. Get a little relief and through the legs. And then lengthen the legs. Use the palms to press yourself away from the wall. Arms reach up and pour forward. Heel toe wide again, just so that you can sit your pelvis between your heels here, between your legs. And then hands can come behind the body, just as you need with that wall there, to just lower down. And take your right leg. And if you like cow face pose, you can cross the leg completely and let the knees, you can see from right here, knees stack if able. So cow face pose, and we can lean. If this is not for you, you might just have that right leg crossed in front and you might lean forward. Or stack knees, relatively speaking. Hips are heavy, you can always readjust and come out of it. Really set those hips before you angle the body. Inhale, exhale to roll up. You might rotate toward the right here. Could also plant the top foot if that feels better. Come back to center, opposite way with the rotation if it feels okay. Notice if one way feels more awkward. And side bend over to the right, just really a little. And the left. And back to center. Unravel the legs, help them as you need. Could lengthen them out here. And maybe you fold, knees can be richly bent if you need. Roll up through the spine. And this time it'll be your left leg across the right one. See if you can stack again. It could just be a seated and cross-legged with that same leg in front. Inhale and exhale to maybe lean. You might stay upright too. What does the breath tell you? How you're doing, but where to go next? Lift up through the body, inhale. Exhale, rotate left. Small. And right. Back to center, side bend, very small to whichever side you want. Oh, I like that one. And other way. And back through center here, unravel the legs again, lengthen them out, and you can pour forward. Roll up through the spine. You can sit cross-legged, maybe with your back again toward the wall. You roll the shoulders. You could find a brief savasana here where you take some breaths, kind of more of a meditative pose instead. You might want to lie down or swing your legs up the wall. For the support of the floor underneath you. And if using the wall, feel those contact points with the wall. Continue to observe the breath. Or whatever draws your attention. Sometimes it is nice, though, to choose a point of focus. A focused meditation. Other times, allowing our awareness to wander and just seeing where it goes. Inhale. Exhale, sigh out the mouth. Again. What do you have to let go of? One more time. Little triceps stretch before we go. Take the back of one upper arm. Reach the hand behind the body. Head draws back a little. Switch sides. Deltoid stretch. Take one arm across the body. Other hand, or kind of resist the arm into the hand into the arm. Draw that shoulder back and toward its socket. And change sides. And come back to center. Reach those arms up. So you perhaps look up, stretch to the front of the neck. And exhale to come back to center with those hands palm to palm. Anjali Mudra. Thank you for practicing with me today. Sat Nam. If you like the sequence, please check out the library and see if there's any others you'd be interested in practicing with me. Take care.